wealth. Vital is vital. You gotta take care of yourself.
Hello, do you want to live your best? You want to live your way into a healthy and beautiful body, free from all forms of diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, hemorrhoid, and so on? Are you limited to particular foods intake due to your health status? Oh yeah, I bring to you good news, as you can eat what you want. Contact us today for any of these services. Holistic nutrition consulting based on individual health status such as diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, among others. Visit us in our office at 10039 Bisonet Street, Suite 228D, Houston, Texas, with zip code 77036. You can as well book an appointment with us on our website www.begandbomservices.com or call 347-61 35485 347-61 35485. At B&B, your health matters to us.
Health is wealth. Vital is vital. You gotta take care of yourself.
Last week, I promised to talk about plants, verbs, roots, vegetables, and fruit that heal the womb today. That makes today's edition a huge subject that so many of you have been waiting to hear. This is just a tiny tip of the iceberg regarding womb health and its multiple phases such as pregnancy, fertility, and menopause. Perhaps you visited so many specialists, including native doctors. You've swallowed millions of medications, both traditional and modern medicine. You've monitored and targeted your ovulation period multiple times, yet no result, no sign of pregnancy at all. You can't conceive. Have you tried going down to the roots? Have you tried herbs and plants? I want to know if you have for once had relationship with soil. That is the solution to your problem. Yes, your healing is rooted in the soil. Anything that grows from the soil is what you need probably. Maybe if you have made herbs, plants, vegetables, fruits, and all healthy foods your friends, the infertility will have been forgotten by now. But you don't know what this powerful creature can do for you. That is why you're not familiar with it. That is why you are hearing for the first time that they are the medicine for your womb. Yes. I've read so many books. I've listened and watched so many movies of women giving testimonies of how they got pregnant, how they have baby, even when people have given up on them. Even when they have already been written off that they cannot have babies. I've seen so many people. But the one that caught my attention is a recent situation that happened, and it has to do with plants. I watched this woman giving testimony. A woman who had been praying, fasting, and trying this, trying that, visiting both medical and native gynecologists for over 15 years just to have one child. She said she's not even praying for two. She said just one. She said she just wants to have that baby. If you have it today and she dies and the baby lives, she's okay. I was like, wow. Those of you that have 3, 4, 5, you don't know how lucky you are. I'm telling you. I've seen women waiting for 20 to 30 years. I've seen it. Till now, they're still waiting. And I've seen women that waited for 5 to 10 years and they have their babies. Yes, this particular woman I'm talking about waited for 15 years for it. But guess what? She finally got one by taking the best decision to follow the right route. And what was this right route? A journey to the soil. She traveled down to the soil because that's where the healing of the womb is. In fact, that's where the healing of our body is. Our healing lies down there in the plants, in the roots, in the herbs. Anything that grows from the soil, that is your healing. If you don't know that by now, I am telling you that your healing is in the soil. The plant you eat, you swallow, you apply on your skin. That is where your healing is. But she finally got one. Thank God. You too can do the same. You can do the same and stop hiding the fingers that hurts you. If you have problems, speak out. Your healing, solution to your problem may cost you nothing if you don't look down on things and people. And what do I mean by that? Those plants, they are lying there next to your beautiful mansion. It's behind your fence. What do I mean by that? The plants. All these plants, I'm going to show you in a minute now. And you will be surprised seeing all these plants. The same way I was so surprised. I was amazed when I was researching on what to say to tell you of these plants. When I bumped, I know the names. But when I was searching to see the pictures to show you, I was like, yay! Money away in Nigeria, Nigeria. I was so surprised. Please, your healing, my healing is in the plants. Let us go back to the roots. Let's go back to the plants. All these shots, all these pills you are swallowing, they're not helping. If they do, why are you still on diabetic medicine? Why are you still swallowing that your high blood pressure pills? Why are you still living on that arthritis pill? Your cancer pill? Why? You know why? Even though that pills, the medication is made with that plant, guess what? The chemical added to it reduces the power, the effectiveness of that medication. That is why the herbal medicine is more effective than the modern medicine. The traditional medicine has no chemical. It works naturally. I live on plants. I live on natural things. Yes. So for those who called asking for natural or traditional way or plants for womb care, I have 8 to 10 plants, herbs, fruits, vegetables you can experiment with. And I'm going to be telling you one after the other with the pictures. I may not tell you the recipe today. Some will have recipe, some I'm not sure if I have recipe for all, but I'm going to tell you about at least 9 of these plants that you can experiment if you have infertility, if you have PCOS, that is polycystic ovary syndrome, or you have PMS, that is premenstrual syndrome, or you have endometriosis, you have anything that has to do with womb, your vagina, all this, I'm going to give you the plant that can heal it naturally. And guess what? You will not pay a dime because they are right there behind your house. They are right there next to your building. beside your house, in front of your house. They are just sitting there wasting. And these are the plants you call weeds in your garden. You could call them weeds because anything that you don't need on your land, any plant that grows and you don't need them because you don't know what they do for your body. That is why you call them weeds. Yes. Some will see lemongrass on their land. They will cut it off. They will say it's weeds and it's the lemongrass. And I brought to you on this show the food that lemongrass was added to. And these are the food I eat every day. Gari didu, turmeric gari, it has lemongrass. They extracted lemongrass juice to make that gari didu, to make that turmeric gari. And yet some people are still cutting it off. This lemongrass can make it as tea. Excuse me, that is your medicine. Drink it every day. Don't cut it off. So I'm going to be telling you one after the other. Let's get right into it now. Okay, as you can see on my screen, this is called black cohosh. I'm sure you can see it. Look at that plant. Black cohosh, C-O-H-O-S-H, is a plant. I'm sure you are looking at it now and you see it in your backyard. It is not in your backyard. Especially of you that live in the village, you must have seen it. Because this plant, I can tell you that is in Nigeria. Black cohosh is a plant for womb care in all stages of life. And it is used as hormone replacement therapy. Yes, it is used to support women during menopause. All I'm going to say today are for women. And they work for your PCOS, which is polycystic ovary syndrome. They work for menstruation. They work for menopausal syndrome, menopausal symptoms. They work for premenstrual syndrome, PMS. They work for womb in general. Because all these things, they are coming from your womb. If you don't know as a woman, I am telling you today. I think I've educated on polycystic ovary syndrome here. And I mentioned that day that polycystic ovary syndrome is one of the factors that can cause infertility. I said it. So if you are having infertility right now and you have not gone to your doctor to do a test that will determine what is the cause of your infertility, you are wasting your time. You need to go for a test and figure out what exactly is the cause of your inability to get pregnant. To conceive, you need to know first. If you don't do that, you will spend and spend and spend. Money. You will go to wrong places and you will see wrong people, and you will also hurt your womb the more. So all you need to do now is to go and run a test. If you wait from 1 to 3 years, after 3 years you are not able to conceive, something is wrong with that womb. You need to go and do a test. If you don't do that, when it is late, maybe you realize when you enter your menopause. And this is not reversible. Some people reverse menopause. But in your own case, especially if you have PCOS, it's going to be difficult for you. And that may be late that time. That is black cohosh right there. Next is red raspberry leaf. It sounds like raspberry fruit. Yes, it is, but we're talking about leaves now. The raspberry leaves is a unique medicinal food with a rich history. Anything berries, they are very powerful. I'm going to talk about cranberry in a minute. Raspberry are high in several powerful antioxidant compounds, including vitamin C, quercetin, ellagic acid. Raspberry contain a variety of other nutrients such as magnesium, potassium, vitamin K, calcium, and iron. So if you have all this in raspberry, what else do you need? Raspberry, I mean the leaf, is an herb commonly used during pregnancy. The leaves have helped many women in labor, those dealing with premenstrual syndrome, premenstrual bloating, heavy period flows, and endometriosis. If you don't know that this is a powerful plant, I mean leaves you can live on, then you can never get it right. I'm telling you this. If you want the best results of this red raspberry leaf, you want to try using the fresh leaves. Of course, we use fresh leaves. I told you that you can use all your seasoning, like parsley, like basil, like oregano. We have leaves, fresh leaves. I have all these fresh leaves. I put them in my freezer to freeze so that I don't want them to, just rotting and discard them. So if I'm not using it right away, I preserve the rest of my leaves. I put them in the freezer. So freezer, when I need it, I just bring it out. I just squeeze it like this, instead of cutting it, just use my hand because it's already frozen. So these particular leaves I'm talking about, which is red raspberry leaf, if you want the best of results using this, you want to use leaves. I mean fresh leaves, or you can use dry. The same fresh leaves, dry it, peels it, make it powder, and keep it in the bottle. And you can use it as seasoning. The same way you use parsley, you use this oregano, you can use it the same way. Yes. And if that is not available, you can use it as tea as well. The same way you dry it, you can dry it and make tea, make hot water, and put it in the tea bag, or you get something there's something you can buy, like a tea bag. You put it in it, then drop it in the hot water to make tea. You can also enjoy it as tincture. So this is the red raspberry leaves. The next picture you are looking at is chasteberry. It's also known as victus. Chasteberry enhances the function of the pituitary gland, which is a primary gland that regulates hormone secretion. You know what hormone secretion is? I've said it on this show. It is also used as a fertility aid and is safe to use in the first stage of pregnancy for miscarriage prevention, if there is a history of miscarriage. That is chasteberry right there. Let me show you how the leaves, the plants look like. That is the plants. Look at that plant. Do you want to tell me that we don't have something that looks similar like this? This is called chasteberry, victus. That's the plant, right? The next one is wild yam. Oh my goodness, wild yam. Of course, it looks like yam. This is called wild yam, also known as female ginseng. You know why it's called female ginseng? It's called female ginseng because it helps with cramping, irregular menstrual cycles, infrequent periods, and premenstrual syndromes. Also, any menstrual and muscle cramping and menopausal symptoms. That is why it's called female ginseng. This potent women's herb has the ability, listen, it has the ability to regulate estrogen levels, whether they are too high or too low. Wild yam strengthens the uterus, the womb. It improves uterine tone and regulates the menstrual cycle. This 30-day blood flow. Yes, it helps. It helps regulate it. Yes. Now, being a phenomenal antispasmodic, white yam helps regulate contraction during labor. So that means it works for your menstruation, it works when you are in labor, it works when you have the baby. It also provides pain relief post-surgery in the pelvic region related to endometriosis, fibroid, or cyst removal, C-section, and post-labor pain. If you are having C-section, you're having post-labor pain, you have fibroid or cyst removal, you have endometriosis, pelvic region related problem. Eat this thing. Eat this yam. This will work magic. I'm telling you, whether you believe it or not, it will do its magic, do its wonder. Share from its wonderful benefits. Now, let me tell you what Chinese do. Chinese people use this white yam. Why? Because they know that it improves red blood cell count, which is helpful after menstruation to replenish rapidly. Chinese people will never eat junk. You will never see Chinese people at the fast food, Domino, McDonald's, Burger King, all these fast food, all these restaurants. You will never see Chinese there. Yet they sell us their food. You go crazy of their food. And the food they sell to us, they don't eat. That's why I don't eat Chinese. Chinese prefer to eat garlic if there's no food on earth. They eat herbs, roots. That's what Chinese eat. And that is why their life expectancy is more than African people. That's why you see them looking healthy. Since I've been here, I have never seen a Chinese being admitted in the hospital. Are you not surprised hearing this? No Chinese. I have never seen a Chinese. I've never been to a client or patient house and I see that person to be a Chinese suffering from cancer. Maybe I'm not paying attention. Maybe 1 out of 10 patients. Why? Because they don't get sick like us. We want sweet things, tasty things. And for those with sluggish periods, your menstruation is sluggish. It's coming today, not coming tomorrow. You have it this week. In 2 weeks' time, you have it again. That is a sluggish period, sluggish menstruation. There's something called Dawn Key. It's Q-U-A-I. Google it. This Dawn Key is said to relieve stagnation that may often lead to PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, endometriosis, ovarian cyst, and uterine fibroids. It's also a plant. Google it. Next is my favorite. It's maca root, and I take this one once a week with my smoothie. And it's good for men and women. This is for, especially it's for men because it's a stimulant. It increases sexual desire. So that is why I say it's for men and women. And most of the times men take it because I have a lot of clients that order for it and they are giving marvelous, magnificent testimonies about it. I'll tell you what this magic, this roots does in your body in a minute. Maca roots. I'm going to show you my own in a few minutes. Maca roots is an energizing adaptogen known for its power to increase sexual desire in both men and women. If you don't know, I'm telling you today. If your man cannot krewa, give him maca root. You either give him pill or you give him the powder, add it to the smoothie, or you make a tea with it and give it to him. And make sure you are not going to work for that day. Let it be weekend. Because by the time he finished with you, the next day you won't be able to go to work. So make sure it's Friday. And start. I would advise you give him the powder. Powder marketing, share that. I'm telling you, try it. The pill works, but the powder works faster. The powder is more effective than pill. Often in purple color, like a white. It's not really white, but like a yellowish something, and black one. 3 types of that. That's what you're looking at. That's maca root. I take the middle one. I add it to my smoothie all the time. I put all my fruit together to make smoothie. I put 1 scoop of this to my smoothie, and it looks so amazing, beautiful in my glass, or my smoothie glass. And I had also my collagen. Collagen is for your skin, for your hair, and for your nails. And that's why you are seeing me glowing. I'm glowing. So what you need is maca root when it comes to sexual desire. Maca root has a high nutrient content, which also increases energy and stamina. And due to its high protein content, maca root can help build muscle. Of course, you need strength, you need energy. You know, both men and women need energy to have sex. Of course, women need energy to carry babies. And to also deliver the babies, you need energy, you need stamina, you need all it takes. This is what maca root gives you. It increases energy and stamina. Yes. So if you can be taking this one, especially if you are pregnant, you need this. If you are looking for the fruit of the womb, you need to have sex. So, but when you are not having sex, how do you want to conceive? And how, if you don't have strength, you don't have stamina, if you don't have the desire to have sex, how do you have sex? How do you get pregnant? If you are not in the mood, I understand. If he's in the mood, you have to make sure you put yourself in the mood. Otherwise, if he's in the mood and you are not in the mood, he will go out and meet the woman that is in the mood outside. And when he tastes it outside, and it's sweeter than your own that is not in the mood, it's finished. Your own is finished. I don't have cash. Maca root gives that energy and muscle to do all this amazing work in the bedroom, outside when you are carrying the baby around, and in the hospital during the labor. What the maca root does, it works magic. Maca root provides excellent support to those in menopause. So if you are in your menopause now, if you are not menstruating now, you are in your menopause, you need maca root. Yes, in particular to women struggling with hot flashes. If you are struggling with hot flashes during menopause, you can live on this maca root. Maca root will help you out. It can also help regulate hormone levels, decrease premenstrual syndromes, moodiness, and those dealing with mild depression. And if you are dealing with depression, how do you get pregnant? If you are moody, how do you get pregnant? Yes. If your hormone level is irregular, how do you get pregnant. If you are having premenstrual syndromes, PCOS, you don't get pregnant. This is what this thing macaroon will help you take care of. And if you want to enjoy it, the powder is the best way, like I said earlier. Let me show you the powder. This is the powder of maca root. As you can see, that's the powder. You see, this is ashwagandha. This is the root, ashwagandha roots. This is the leaves and the fruits. This is ashwagandha roots. And I have it here as well. This is my pill. When I'm having stress, I take one. I don't take it every day. Something. You see, all these herbal pills we swallow, they also have side effects if it's taken too much, if it's taken in excess. So you can't take it excessively. If you do, it will hurt you as well. So this is the leaves and the fruit, and this is the root that is made with this capsule. Yes. So now let me tell you more about these wonderful plants. And that is roots I'm talking about. What is this ashwagandha used for? Ashwagandha, either fruits, leaves, or roots, is used for fertility support and as a replacement for hormone replacement during menopause. Yes. These roots or leaves of fruit is known as nature's chill pill. Why? Because it can greatly reduce stress level due to its direct effect on the central nervous system and the adrenals. That's the magic this roots, this plants does. And again, you can also ingest it as a food, as tea, as a tincture. And you can also get it as a capsule, just like mine. The next one you are looking at is red clover. It's called red clover. Look at it. That's the dried one, and that's the seed right there. That's the seed right there. Let me go back to just. Do you want to tell me that there is nothing that looks like this in your backyard, in your farm, around you, in Africa, in Nigeria precisely? Are you telling me that I cannot get to Nigeria today and get these plants in any part of Africa? If you have, please share this show right now. If you have these plants, it's called red clover. C-L-O-V-E-R. Red, as in red color. Red clover. Anywhere it is, this is money. Because it works magic. It can solve the problem of millions of women in the world looking for babies. This is money. Look at it. And it's so beautiful. Look at what they get from it. This can be considered one of the nature-based vitamin and mineral supplements. Why? Because it contains beta-carotene, calcium, vitamin C, and a whole spectrum of vitamin B, and a whole spectrum of B vitamins and essential trace minerals such as magnesium, zinc, copper, and selenium. If this thing contains all these minerals and vitamins, now tell me, what else does your body need to fight off these bacteria, all these radicals, all these diseases? Tell me. Red clover is often used to boost fertility as well as great tonic to prepare the uterus, that is your womb, for pregnancy due to its blood purifying and mineralizing properties, because it's rich in mineral. That is why it can purify and mineralize the properties. Now, because of its phytoestrogens, red clover is commonly used by women to support common menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes, mood swing, and night sweats. So if you have these three symptoms, it helps you with these symptoms. That's what I mean there. Like I always say, you need to consult your doctor or your healthcare practitioner to see what is best for you. You don't just take herbs or plants that comes in form of medicine, because all these herbs, all these plants, whatever medicine that is made with this herbs and plants also hurts. Like I said, if it's taken excessively, if it is taken in the wrong dose, if it is taken in the wrong time, which means there are some tests that will be carried out to know whether your immune, your blood, your body, your hormones support it before you can take it. It's not something you just jump into and you go to the market, you go to the store, pharmacy store, you start buying. This is good, you buy. That is good, you buy. This is good. No, you don't do that. And that is why many people get into trouble today. Many of women who suffer from this infertility get themselves into trouble because of what they put into this mouth. And of course, it can also be taken as a tea, tincture, or infusion. Last but not the least is called adaptogenic mushroom. Yes, I have it in different types. I'll show you. This is one. This is another one. This is here. This is what I buy. They slice it. They do it in a whole bunch like that, or they slice it. They cut it in pieces, whichever one. This is what we have here. And this one is common in Africa. It grows from the tree. It grows from the tree. The first one also grows from the tree, and that one also is in Africa. See, no, this one. It's also in Africa. Any of this is good. They are called adaptogenic mushroom. This mushroom is also a powerful, it's a very powerful plant too. All adaptogenic mushrooms are considered generally safe in small doses during pregnancy. So pregnant women, you need to pay attention to what I'm going to say here, because this type of plant is strictly for pregnant women use. Yes. You want to enjoy them occasionally as food if you are pregnant, particularly in the second and third trimester, which means you cannot take it in first trimester. First trimester, you cannot take this mushroom. All the adaptogenic mushrooms are nutrient dense, immune protective, and adaptogenic, and can also help with stress relief, particularly to those women feeling anxious before birth. First timer, you're just getting pregnant for the first time, they seems to be anxious. Like, how is it going to look? Oh, baby, you want to follow me to the labor? I want you to be there. Oh, this, all that. They are so anxious. So for you, this mushroom is good for you. You want to eat it. And don't forget, only particularly in the second and the third trimester. Don't try it. Don't eat it in the first trimester. Don't do that. So you want to eat it when it's needed. You can get mushroom broth as well. All this chicken broth, this veggie, I use veggie broths. Sometimes chicken once in a while, but I use mostly veggie broths. That's what I use. So if you're a pregnant woman, you want to get mushroom broths, or you also want to get it as tea. You want to boil it and drink it. It's good. Just be sure not to overdo it. That's very important. While you are pregnant, don't overdo it. What that means is you don't want to eat it every day. You don't want to make tea every day of it. Maybe a tea twice a week. That's it. Or you want to eat salad, or you want to eat pizza. Flavor it. You can top it with mushroom. It's fine. Now, another thing I want to tell you about all this mushroom. Adaptogenic mushroom. This adaptogenic mushroom can help women that have irregular cycles, heavy blood flow, premenstrual syndrome, PMS. Here is what I want pregnant women to live with, and this is very important. It's a note on adaptogens. You want to avoid using in the first trimester because your body is already doing so much. So there is no need to incorporate unless you are directly supervised by a healthcare practitioner that advises a particular course of action for you. So it's not something you can do yourself. All these apps, all these plans, the rules I just stated, about 9 of them. Look around you. Look at your backyard. Travel. Get them. Experiment with them. Try eating them. Try drinking them. If you want to make tea, you want to eat it, you want to blend it, you want to make smoothie with it, do it. Try it, because that's where your healing is. Stop spending money on the necessary things. Stop wasting your money. Sometimes you see free information, you think it cannot work. And that's the mistake we've been making. We ignore, we look down on so many things that will be a benefit to us. We ignore them because they are coming free. And the one you have been paying for, what have they done for you? What are the results are you getting from what you paid exorbitant money for? What? So please, look around you. Look at all these plants I mentioned. Look at anyone you can lay your hands around you. Just try. All these plants, the roots, the herbs, they are for our healings. The Bible confirmed it. The Quran confirmed it. Even the native doctors, they confirmed it. If they are not working, and that is, let me tell you, that is why these native gynecologists, they use plants, they use roots, they use herbs to deliver the baby. They give the mothers, the pregnant women, this concussion, this herb, the liquid, they extract from the plants, from the roots, from the herbs. They give to the pregnant women to drink. And they deliver the baby safely without any C-section. So why are we deceiving ourselves? Why do we depend so much and believe so much in these pills, this medication that never works? Because if they work, why a diabetic patient is being placed on medication for the rest of his or her life? Why these high blood pressure patients are being pounded with this medication, this pill? Why are you taking pills, medication for cancer, any type of cancer? Why are we doing it? This medication, have you forgotten that it's made with this plant, this root, this herb? Have you forgotten? Yes, they are made with it. But because of the chemical added to this medication, these pills, this medicine, that is why the medicine is not working. That is why the pill for diabetes, for high blood pressure, for arthritis, for this, for cancer, that is why they are not working. Because the chemical prevents the effectiveness as plants, as herbs, as roots. The chemical added to it make it powerless, reduce the strength, reduce the effectiveness. And that's why you see every natural medicine, such as agbo, such as herbal tea, working tremendously because there's no chemical added to it. That is just the magic. That is just the fact you need to know when it comes to modern medicine and traditional medicine. And now, everybody are going back to the traditional medicine. Even the doctors are going back to the traditional medicine. Please and please, all this I am doing, that is for humanity. I'm giving you this information for free. And take the opportunity and enjoy the benefits. Look around you. Any of these 9 plants, get it. Especially if you are suffering from infertility, PCOS, PMS, endometriosis. You are suffering from menopausal symptoms, anything. Try your best and make use of all these herbs, the roots, the plants that I mentioned today. And I believe that it's going to work for you because it has worked for so many people. And if you believe with me, it will work for you. I am going to stop here so that I can come back next week to give you more information on health and nutrition as usual. I'm Dr. Betty, the host. Good night.